Okay, this guy gets his balls, penis, everything cut off, and
balls and peen, whole thing.
And so I'm just wondering, like, do you like, are you still a horny person, or that would suck?
You know how you get phantom pain when you like lose an arm?
That would suck.
You maybe get phantom boners. It's possible.
First pod, don't know the name yet. This is Joe. He's either the guest today or the host. We'll figure out by the end.
That's right.
And so, yeah, I mean, people, Joe, this will not get a lot of views at first, but I assume over time, people are looking at this 100 years from now like this is where it all started.
That's right, yeah.
So,
they'll study this first podcast and be like,
they will study this.
Uh-huh.
We're using the Gary V mics. Gary V spoke into one of these.
This one, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, well, that means I got the Russ mic, so that's also pretty cool.
Also cool.
Uh-huh. And so, so basically what made me want to start podcasting is the popular podcast Call Her Daddy. Girl started at Barstool with a salary of $60K. Now she's got a $60 million contract for her podcast, so I jumped right on the podcast train, figured let's get into this.
I figure that after today we'll probably follow a similar
path.
Yeah, I think so.
I hope to. I'm not texting, looking at the notes I got written here. What's going on in your life, Joe? Tell us about you. This is my friend Joe. We met in college, freshman year. Went to NYU together. Met on the comedy floor.
That's right.
And it was a good time. Met all our friends there. Joe's room was actually the room where we would go to.
It was the hub.
It was the hub. It was disgusting at a certain point. It smelled like.
At a point, Matt and Iggy, somebody, smoked a cigar in the room.
Yeah.
And it reeked for like 2 weeks.
If you could see smells, that room would look pretty gross. It smelled. I don't know.
It actually did look pretty gross.
It did look gross.
Also, yeah.
So that's my history with Joe. Now he makes music and he works at a guitar shop.
Oh, you have to let me say it.
Oh, sorry.
I make music and I work at a guitar shop.
You didn't say it right.
The delivery was wrong?
Yeah.
Should I try it again?
Yes.
Back? I make music and I work at a guitar shop.
That was great.
Yeah, I pay rent by working at the guitar shop. It's a cool place.
What is it called?
It's called Brothers Guitar Shop. It's the only guitar shop in Manhattan.
And you've seen some celebrities there, or there's been celebrity appearances. Are you allowed to talk about that?
Oh, I can talk about it.
Tell us who's been in there.
Yeah, Paul McCartney stopped in the store. It's not to flex or anything. And I didn't work there yet, so it's actually not cool for me. But he bought was a record. We sell some records.
Living in the past, bro. Why is he buying records?
He
knows what Spotify is, right?
I don't know. Maybe his music's there.
Damn.
But anyhow, yeah, he bought a record, and the $10 bill he used is still, we have it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's not exactly framed, but it's somewhere.
It's somewhere in okay, cool. He didn't sign it?
I don't think so, no.
That's worth $10 then.
Yeah, you're like, take a note from the Beeple video. You got to get.
Well, the Beeple thing. Maybe
video evidence.
Do we want to talk about the Beeple thing?
I don't know.
This podcast sucks so far, but basically, I feel like talking about the Beeple thing. The Beeple thing is, I did this TikTok, right? You know about it, but I'm telling people that don't know. Beeple is the third most valuable artist in the world. He came to our office a few weeks ago for a documentary we made about him, for a screening for it, and they were like, Sean, you need to make 4 TikToks about this event. They do that to me sometimes at this company. They're just like, go make TikToks about this thing. And so I didn't know what to do. And I was like, well, he's the most valuable artist in the world. So I was like, what if I just went up to him and I was like, hey, can I show you a magic trick? I just draw a stick figure real quick. He draws the stick figure, and then I took the drawing.
And ran off.
And he laughed. So obviously he thought it was funny. It went viral. Other people thought it was funny. But the joke became real because I started getting DMs, actually, of people offering me money. Somebody said,
how much money, Sean?
Well, there was a $10K offer and then a $120K offer, and then a few just like, oh, can I buy it questions. And it was kind of stressful because I partly made this video for work, and he was here through, Gary and shit. And so I was like, can I even do this? Am I being rude? So I talked to Gary, and he was like, you can sell it. And so now I'm trying to figure out how to sell it. And I was daydreaming for a while there about what it would be like to have 120K. Got super excited, and then I messaged that guy after Gary gave me the go-ahead, and he left me on red. So obviously he does not want that drawing. But we're going to figure out how to sell it, hopefully.
NFTs.
I actually put in my notebook, like, this is how convinced I was. Oh, I ripped it out. It was a one page. It said what I'd do with the money. It was like friends, I'd spend on some on them.
Joe, just me.
I would get you something.
Yeah.
I know I'm like that at this point, but hopefully this podcast, if it ever becomes a $60 million thing, then I won't need to buy you anything. But so far, it looks like it won't be. So far, we're
don't say that. Don't
having
don't
fun.
sit there and take a shit on this nice podcast.
You know what?
I e-biked all the way here today to be here.
You did.
Don't you take a shit on? I like this podcast so far.
You do?
A little too much people though. Enough people.
I got my helmet from the e-bike.
Could you put that on just for right now?
Yeah, I can put the helmet on.
Sean was telling me that there are many times that he'll just walk around with his helmet on. He forgets it's on, and he gets some funny looks going at him.
I've been wearing it, but then I'll forget that I'm wearing it because I'm so used to having hats. And so I'll just, like, be in the office, like, what's going on, guys? And they're like, why is this dude wearing a helmet?
Yeah.
So
better safe than sorry. You know
I
what
wish
I mean?
helmets were cool, dude, because I feel like I was at Brick from where I'm from in Jersey, and I was wearing a helmet for the first time in my life riding a bike, and I pulled up to the end of my street, and this girl that lives across from my road pulled up, and she was like, hey. I was like, hey, Brooke. And she was like, helmet? I was like, is it really something you call out? Like, yes, I'm on a bike. Like, and I took it off.
No, I think there's something to be said about that. You value your life. It's good. I don't wear a helmet as a rule because I like to live on the edge a bit. I like to, it's the life or death scenario. Day in, day out, that keeps me young.
I see. Yeah, e-bike is certainly a thrill. My dad actually, when I was a kid, I remember it very vividly.
Let me see these notes while you're talking. I want to see if there's anything good in there.
When he, this is going to be a viral TikTok moment. So when my dad, when I was a kid, he was at a red light, saw a kid get hit on a bike.
Oh, wow.
Land on his head, die.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going to say he stuck the landing or something.
No,
I was like, no way.
Straight up died.
Wow.
And my dad was the first one there to, like, help him.
Well, I'm sure he didn't really.
He didn't help him. No, he just, like, kind of directed traffic is what he was really doing. He just terrible. But yeah. So ever since he's like, you got to wear a helmet. So I wear helmets now.
That's enough.
or else somebody's dad is going to be directing traffic around my
Don't
body.
say that. No.
As you can tell, I have dark humor. Joe also has dark humor. Take this helmet off for a little bit.
Yeah. I think I keep things pretty light.
You do. Well, you know what? I've read recently, and you know this because I tried it in a stand-up bit. It's not a joke that I'm telling. It's just the truth. Dark humor is a sign of intelligence.
That's right.
Apparently.
It kind of fell flat in the.
Well, yeah. So the bit was like supposed to be like, all right, guys,
If you don't find it funny, it's because you're not smart enough.
No, I guess I'm smarter than you. It's a bad bit. When you put it like that, Joe, any joke sounds bad when you say
I'm
it
just
like that.
parroting what I heard that night. So,
okay, all right. Well,
you did a good job, though. You tried.
I tried.
It was fine.
This is actually. Nah, we won't look at that. You see anything in the notes you wanted?
Yeah, you know what? The phone locked before I really got to look at things, and I was trying to you were telling it pretty. The guy who got hit.
Oh yeah, I know. It's not.
One
very
time
much.
when I was skiing, I was racing a couple friends of mine. We were on this little ski trip. They were 2 years older, so I was really trying to show them that I could keep up with the big dogs.
Yeah.
So I'm bombing this hill. I'm going straight down, no S turns, nothing, just speed. I'm winning for like the first 2 seconds. The skis catch a little bump, and I spin around, and now I'm going very fast backwards. And they catch another bump.
They were probably like, this guy is really good.
He's really fucking for like maybe a second. Well, they're about to even be more impressed because I catch another bump with the back part of my ski, and it sends me flying, and I do like a double backflip. So while I'm in the air, they're probably like, no fucking way, he's amazing. But I landed on my head. I didn't die.
Yes.
I'm still here. Yeah. But what's weird about it is my skis, flew off. I'm lying there like, okay, I'm alive. I'm okay. And this like mom, somebody's mom, not my mom, skis up to me and starts yelling at me. She's like, you could have fucking died, like in a kind of in a motherly way, but she was like really angry.
Interesting.
She's furious at me. And then she just skis off, and I kind of stand up. I'm like, oh, fuck. And that was, I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought maybe I appreciate her, but I thought she could have at least, checked that I was like okay.
Yeah,
First.
yeah.
She went right for the reprimanding.
Yelling. Right.
Your phone locked again. Sorry, give me that.
You're no good with phones here. Let me see. We can talk about your music.
I'll be the
wants
judge of that. Let me take.
I have a
look
celebrity
here.
crush written in there.
Who's your celebrity crush?
It used to be Alexis Ren.
I remember that. That's true.
But I feel like the more I've learned about social media, the more I've realized she may have seen DMs or like me tag her or like I feel like
well, you met her
that
once.
bridge
You
is
met her
burned.
once, didn't you?
I've met her, but then I tagged her in the photo and I said, if you ever want to get dinner, the photo we took together, that is. I'll put the photo up.
Oh
in the
yeah,
pod.
I'm sure she was just dying to get dinner with you.
Yeah. But then I realized I was like, oh, she just didn't see it. Right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Then
If
I
she
realized
saw it, you
she probably saw it. Like if you tag celebrities, like they're not always getting tagged. So I think that celebrity crush bridge is burned.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you got? Who's your celebrity crush, Joe?
I don't know.
You don't have one?
I don't have a celebrity crush now.
Yeah, Ariana Grande's cute.
Yeah, she's hot, but I don't know. It's just.
Careful what you
Yeah,
say.
no. I'm good. I'm just gonna.
I think she's cool. I don't know.
No comment on any of it.
You know what?
She's hot.
Yeah.
She's hot.
Joe's a music guy, right? He's like an aspiring musician. He's gonna like finally get the chance to collab with Ariana Grande. She's like, wait, I saw this pod cast that you were in.
Yeah, and you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, you stopped what you were gonna say, but clearly what you were gonna say was not flattering. So.
Yeah. No, I didn't say it because it was so flattering, and I didn't want to, come on too strong.
Yes,
That's what it was.
Yes.
Our
How I
Ariana
did with
Grande.
Alexis Ren.
Exactly. I took a note from that. This is all horrible, Sean.
The notes I took?
Yeah, you prepared horribly.
Let me
This
see.
sucks. This is garbage. There's nothing good in here.
You're telling me this isn't a $60 million...
No, there's nothing rare in here.
What do you mean rare?
There's nothing, there's nothing in there.
Gabby Petito, that's old news. And I think we could stray away from the dark death stuff for a little while. We opened on that. That's our first... found a guy's wallet today.
Good transition.
On the street. Yeah, found a guy's wallet. And the first thought was like... My first thought actually was like, is this being filmed? Like, because it was just like a Louis Vuitton wallet. And I was like, somebody's going to be like... I'm going to pick it up. And they're going to be like, TikTok. Like, you're an asshole. And so I picked it up.
Wait, I'm confused by what you just said. You thought it was like a prank or something?
Yeah, like somebody was going to be like, it was like a social experiment. Like, what happens if we leave a wallet on the side of the street?
It's not like a super uncommon occurrence.
But it was like a Louis Vuitton wallet. There was cash in it. And so I looked up the guy's name and I blocked him on everything and spent all the money.
Good, as you should.
I DM'd him and he was like, he called me a few minutes. I couldn't figure out if he was homeless or not. I was like looking through I was like, he's
gonna see this and be like, "You dick."
You know what's funny? He called me. He was like, "Oh, I've seen your TikToks before, bro." When I saw your DM, I was like,
"Did he say that?"
I swear to God, he was like, I was like surprised you were the person to find my wallet. I was like, really? I've never been recognized ever, and the one time I was recognized, I guess, was.
Well, you DM'd him. Maybe he just saw you did that, and he said that to ensure the wallet would be returned safely.
He's lying.
Could be.
That I'm keeping the wallet.
Keep the wallet. I say keep it.
I was so truthful and honest to this guy, and he lied to me right out the
to your
gate.
face like that.
So I found the wallet, and
here, can I have a little sippy of your coffee there?
I guess.
Yeah,
bro.
give me that.
Jeez,
Come on.
Ew.
I'm tired, man.
What else did we want to talk about? Stand up. I've been doing that. I got a show tomorrow. I'm kind of nervous for.
You know what though? I just saw him do it, and it was okay.
It was well.
No nerves though. No nerves.
No nerves.
You're comfy up there.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
I was
That's
comfortable, but actually, Joe saw a lot of the freshly baked Joe or no.
Too fresh.
Not
yeah. Cooked enough.
Yes.
Could have been
he
cooked
saw
a
one
little
good
longer.
joke, one refined joke.
Which one was it? I forget.
The school bus one.
The school bus one was good.
Yeah.
You want to tell it for us? Do it for the.
Should I?
Yeah,
like
for
this
all
is
of our
weird.
viewers.
All right,
home.
but then I'm throwing away the joke.
Don't look at your phone. Don't look at your notes.
Yeah, you're right. I gotta be. Well, so the basic idea of this joke.
I want to fall into character first. Maybe?
No. Well, the whole character is just being yourself. That's the whole point of stand-up. Is unless you do a character.
That's true at all.
Well, yeah, some of the best stand-ups, it just makes you feel like you're hanging out with them, and they're just like.
Okay, you would know better than me. That is true.
But
I do sense a character in a lot of them.
There is for sure. That is true, and I'm new to it, so I think that I could find myself.
You know what Tucker told me once? He said that apparently he's heard that Fred Armisen's just like always doing a character, even when he's not.
Nathan Fielder too.
Yeah, no, I mean even when they're off of camera.
That's just him at a point.
Just in real life, but they're all different little bits. Like he's
okay.
Sounds kind of
cool. Well, so the school bus bit is like basically the joke. Okay. Basically the joke is this. I've been doing job interviews, and to be more charismatic for them, I realized if I drink a little bit,
loosen right up,
I become a lot better at job interviews. So I get a job doing this, and I go in for the first day of work, and the guy's like, "Where's that charismatic guy I interviewed?" And I was like, "Oh shit, all right, give me 1 second, bro." And so I go to the bathroom. I did like just a couple shooters, and I come back, and he's like, "There he is," and he's like, "That's the guy I interviewed." And then I was like, "Yeah, so which school bus will I be driving?" That's the joke. Is that I'm a drunk driving school bus guy.
Yeah, no, that's good.
So yeah, that's the one that I've written that feels the most like a set up punchline. And a lot of the jokes I've been trying to work with, you go up there and you're like, here's like the helmet thing. It's like you go up there, you're like, "Oh, I've been wearing my helmet. I've been forgetting I wear my helmet."
And they're like, "Oh, great."
Yeah, then you're like, I was hoping you guys would laugh at that like I did, you know. But so that's the hard thing about stand up.
It's too bad that when you do stand up, how much you hope that the people will laugh doesn't really factor into what they're laughing on.
Never, dude.
If that worked, you'd be killing it.
Yeah, and
know?
because a lot of the times you go up there and you're like, it's just some half-baked idea of like, oh, I'll literally show you. Like, I have my thing here. We'll cut out the.
I have some great advice for you. I think.
Okay.
When you're writing these jokes, don't be stoned. You know, then you could really.
It's not that I'm. You know what? It's not being stoned. It's being, I think, lazy and assuming something is going to get a bigger laugh or has a punchline. A lot of the times you go up there with an idea. I've seen a lot of people do this. You go up there with an idea that has no punchline. It's just like, oh, like this one I have was like, I realized now that I've been living alone for 2 months that I was the problem roommate.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like, and I expected a laugh there, but really that's just the setup. You really have to dig the onion. Like why?
What was the problem?
Yeah, and then I find myself. So once you start peeling the onion, you're like, wait, none of the things I'm adding onto this is getting laughs. It's like I feel like there's something here. It's like mining or something. I don't know.
Well, let's make it right now. What would the punchline be there? What were you doing that was so problematic?
It was just like dishes, dirty. Let's see, this isn't funny enough, but it was like dirty dishes, like shit's everywhere, and I find myself wanting to call my old roommate and be like, "What the fuck? Like there's shit everywhere." He's like, "I don't live with you anymore, bro." But there's like, see, there's no. It's not a. It's just like a. It's a funny, or it's like a.
Well, nobody knows any of the people you're living with.
That
so you
too.
have to maybe bring them to life. You have to kind of, make another character, explain them.
I see.
Yeah, don't take what I'm saying as like a rule. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking
about.
But
that's I think with all art, I feel like even with music is like I'll make something musically and I'll be like, "This is sick," and then I'll send it to you, right? And then I'll listen to it after sending you,
then you're like, "Oh no, he's."
And then I'm like, "Wait a second, this is off." Like it's once you put it in front of somebody, that's when you realize it's bad. Even if they don't say anything, you're like, "Ah." Like before, I showed you something I was working on, and I was like, "Listen to this when I'm not here."
That's right. Yeah. You ran off. You actually sprinted through the door of your apartment. You looked kind of terrified.
I don't. Yeah. Well, music especially, because that's more like feel naked.
Well, then maybe in that vein, you should start doing your little stand-up bits in front of someone before you go and do them live.
Well, yeah, that's what it's been feeling like. Some of these open mics, it's like 2 people. It's like they're like, "Oh, I guess you guys don't want to do it." I'm like, I rode 30 minutes to get here. Sure, it's just me and 2 people that are also doing comedy sitting there, and it's like very awkward. And at first, it was like, is this worth anything? Should I just be doing this in my apartment to nobody? But it does. It's like it builds that skin of like I have to sit here and like try and be funny. So I don't know.
Yeah. You're boring me right now.
I know. That's why I petered out. I was like, all right, we could change the topic.
Shut up already. Could you pull up that dog fighting the snake thing? Whatever.
Crispy's our Jamie, and he was saying he was going to pull up some. What was it? Maybe if we reference the biggest podcast in the world, we will by proxy.
Oh, that's right.
We'll just show clips of Joe Rogan.
We kind of feed off of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What else did we want to talk about? I didn't prepare enough, I guess.
Dude, what you prepared sucked ass.
All right, to be
I
fair,
looked through all of those notes and I was like, none of this is funny.
I shared it with you before we got here. You're like, this seems fun. This is great. That's what you said to me.
No, what I said was, if we're gonna talk about the news, we should have a few stories or something to like riff on. And all you wrote down was Gabby Petite.
You said Gabby Petito. You
said like that. I don't fucking know, man.
I don't want to talk about any more dead people, bro. But you know what happened? You know what I did want to talk about? Because you gave me some good advice the other day. I'm a bit of a hypochondriac, right? You know this about me.
Yeah, sure.
Found this little freckle on my face.
You're
Booked an appointment right away for the doctor because it ruined my night. Like, we went to jam, and I was like, dude, I got to be honest with you. Like,
This has been bugging me.
It's been bugging me. Like, literally, I'd be thinking about things to look forward to in the future. I'd be like, well, I'm going to die of cancer.
Yeah, too
so
bad I'll
it
be
doesn't
dead before
matter.
then. Yeah.
And the doctor looked at my face. He was like, oh, this is fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, thank God. But now he's going to be putting me on Accutane for my acne. Apparently, that's like it's called
you're
the.
looking good to me. I think.
You
look
think,
good.
dude?
Yeah.
Well, it's called the nuclear option for for
Nuclear.
acne. I looked it up. It was like this is like Plant Z, like. But
like, okay.
and the side effects are like you're gonna become dry as like a fucking
raisin in the sun.
like a raisin. Like, you're gonna be fucking, your liver is gonna give out. You're gonna need to get a new liver.
So if the freckle doesn't get you first, it's gonna be your acne.
Yeah, he was
treatment.
like, you're not dying, but clearly you're interested in it. So here's this idea, but. But yeah, I am a hypochondriac a little bit. You are too, though.
I am. I can be.
I think a lot of people are.
That's right.
I
But
literally
power to us for being so, vulnerable about it and open about it. It takes, you have to be really strong.
Well, what you said to me was, you're like, I think there's nothing wrong. And then the next day I went to the doctor. I came back. I told you about it. I was like, I'm fine. And you were like, see, now take this moment. And you were like, next time you feel like you're going to be dying, when I tell you that it's going to be okay, give more weight to my opinion because I was right.
Or just remember that other time you thought, oh, this is going to be the end of me, and it was like, oh, actually, you're fine. You went to a doctor, and they told you you're fine.
Yeah, well, it didn't work because I had a sore throat yesterday, and I was like,
this is COVID, and I'll be dead in 3
No,
days.
not COVID. I was like, I don't think this is COVID because it doesn't start with a sore throat. But I was like, but why would I get a sore throat randomly? And I was like, this is something. This is going to be the death of me, is what I thought. But at least, I don't know. I there's no real positive to. What I was wondering is, and this might be a joke or something.
Let's hear it.
I say I'm a hypochondriac, but at what point am I just being a hypochondriac about being a hypochondriac by diagnosing myself?
Oh my God.
Right? Maybe I'm not a hypochondriac.
You definitely are.
Yeah.
You the loop there is.
Yeah.
It's freaking me out. But I also do that myself, so it's okay. Maybe therapy is a good option.
Because you go to like a doctor for brain cancer, right? You're like, I think I have brain cancer, and the guy's like, dude, it's all in your head, bro. And it's like, of course it is, bro. It's cancer. It's like even good news is bad news, bro. When you're a hypochondriac, yeah.
The cancer's all in your head, man. Don't worry about it.
Like, oh no,
all in my head. Yeah.
He confirmed it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's life as that. But you know what? Here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna go to the. How long has it been, Jason?
It's been 25 minutes.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
My God. Well, so here's what I'm gonna look at. The worst part about the news part of the phone is it's all. I don't want to talk about any of the political shit.
A lot of it's just fucking.
Be angry.
It's sad. It's sad shit. It's like, dude murdered his dog, his son, and his wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
nice dad directs traffic around the scene.
son wears helmet, doesn't need it. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, we're back. Okay.
Let's see. We're gonna not Politico here. Sean, we're going to cut out this little stretch unless something happens in between.
Guys, could you try to keep it down over there? You're bleeding into the mics. You're ruining our whole bit here.
There's no... Yeah, right? Jason's like, yeah, he's a guest on this. He's not a co-host.
Yeah, he's a real Alec Baldwin right now.
Oh, actually, funny enough, so I told... All right, we're coming back to some...
Do talk about that? Is that what you're saying? Or don't talk about that? Someone sabotaged him.
Oh, a conspiracy.
Well, good thing none of you gave me a gun.
Well, here's a fun fact for you, and I don't know if we want to put this in.
Out, yeah.
Jason, you'll have to tell me after. So I told you I've seen Alec Baldwin in this building, in this office.
Oh yeah.
And you know what room I saw him in? This office. This room.
The
right
room
here.
Right here.
This is the room I saw him in.
Oh, good
I
thing
swear to
he's-
God, he
good
comes here.
Not anymore.
Nah, well, I mean, did you see the video he did about like going on and talking about?
Oh, I didn't see it, but I like saw it in an article. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he seems like he's digesting it well. You know.
Well, see, to be fair, I watched a video about it, so that's the problem with modern news is like does research sometimes, and it's just her watching somebody else's research, and I'm guilty of that right now. Yeah, I watched somebody else's opinion of Alec Baldwin's video, but I thought it was a valid opinion based on what I did see, which was like he didn't need to go on there to do this. He kind of like went on to preserve his career, and it kind of made him look worse because he was like, I'm the greatest actor ever. I'm still going to do movies. It's terrible. I don't know.
Did he say that?
I mean, not how I said it. much more Alec Baldwin.
I'm curious what you were saying, Crispy. You said somebody sabotaged him.
In order to sabotage him, you have to know that he's going to point the gun at somebody, which apparently you're not supposed to do ever, and pull the trigger. So
why was he aiming it at over there? Is what I'd like to know.
He said in this video that he was supposed to be pointing into the camera, and she was telling him to. And so that's what somebody said. Like, he effectively in this video that he just released, or whatever the interview, he's effectively trying to pin blame, not on him, but he was like, she told me to point it at her.
So he's saying it's her fault.
I don't know what he's saying.
I think we should change topics.
Yeah, I should too, especially because he's got a history of being here. It's like he's gonna.
He'll come back here with a gun.
Yeah,
and kill us
we're
all,
not far enough removed to alcohol. Yeah. Oh my God, this pod. Honestly, we're establishing now what the sort of audience we want. If you want to ride with us,
people that don't
Dark
believe in
humor,
anything.
folks.
Yeah.
We're gonna add this later. Jason's gonna be like, "You can't
That
use any of
sucked
that,
out.
bro.
You'll
You
never
can't."
do another podcast in this.
Dude,
fucking
all the
world.
news, vaccination, Biden, fucking. I don't want to talk about. Like, give me some influencer news, bro. Like, what's Logan Paul up to?
You know what Mike and I have been laughing about lately?
What?
And we'll just bust it out whenever. That TikTok guy who's like, Byron. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
It's
I
like the
keep
New
hearing
York-
the sound. I don't know what it is though.
It's this dude. He's kind of not parroting. He's like mimicking. Is that what parroting means? Maybe, yeah. The all gas, no brakes guy.
Oh, yes.
Where he's like going on the street in mostly just around New York, and there's this like regular on his show who I think is just like, I don't know if he's homeless or what the deal is. He's like an interesting character, and he'll like stand on his head and he'll like jump on trash and just be like a weird guy, and he's like, who's the president of the United States? And he's like, Byron, and that's
the whole.
That's where that side talk. That's right.
I met them. They go to NYU right now. They go to NYU.
I like that we're sharing this one coffee.
yeah, we're really intimate. I would have liked to have when we went to NYU the TikTok clout, or whatever you want to call it.
When you take your next sip, I'd like you to then feed it to me like a baby bird. Kind of,
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You said intimate, so.
All right. So my guest is here today, Joe, not co-host. Get the joke.
Well, that wasn't co-host material.
I was just kidding.
Don't ever threaten me like that on camera, Sean.
All right, yeah. After Jason talks with us about how we can't use any of that, you're going to talk to me privately. Don't speak to me like that ever again.
Yeah. That's right. Okay.
So, because those guys, it's got to be sick being like going to the NYU as the side talk guys. Like everybody's like, hey, that's the side talk guys.
Sure, yeah.
I bet they get into parties and shit pretty easy.
I bet people want them there.
Yeah.
You know?
That's. I don't know what I'm saying about that, other than
Gets them so much poon to be on side.
Of course, yeah. That's
the Byron guy himself is like swimming in poon right now.
Byron guy. You think?
I think so.
Interesting.
You know, that
like
level
in
of
bed,
notoriety.
she's like, say Byron, like you say it on TikTok.
Whisper Byron.
Yeah.
Byron.
Jeez. Damn. Yeah. I mean, I haven't got laid through TikTok. Actually, I have got laid through TikTok clout. Do we want to?
You know what? If you didn't, it'd be a little bit sad. You're doing pretty
just
well on
once.
there.
Just once, I think it happened.
Yeah.
But actually, a lot of girls get turned away after they see I've had a girl look at my TikTok and stop responding. Actually, a few. I've had a few girls, mostly through Hinge. I've had girls look at my TikTok, stop responding. But the worst was during the Teletubby shit. I went viral for like Teletubby shit. It was like this whole thing, and around that time, I was talking to this girl, and she's like, "Oh, you have a TikTok?" I was like, "Yep." Sent it to her. Never responded again. So
She didn't like the Teletubby content.
and it bummed me out at the time. I was like, "Oh, am I like making a fool of myself?" I was like, "You know what? No, like I'm being me, bro. Like fucking should be me." I think.
Yeah, power to you, you know?
Yeah.
If being yourself drives women away from you, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be yourself.
Yeah.
It means you should just, I don't know, like embrace asexuality.
That's your solution?
That's my solution for you is just
I've thought about it would be cool if there was a pill that like removed all sexual
you'd
drive.
be super productive probably.
I think I would do
Or
it.
maybe the opposite, because I've heard a theory that we've talked
We've
about
talked.
this.
I'm ready. Tell it.
Yeah.
Hit me with it.
All art and all creation is just like an extravagant, kind of peacocking of the feathers.
Like birds sing so they could mate.
Birds do that. Have you seen Planet Earth? They're doing all kinds of interesting dances around. They're cleaning their leaves out of their little. They make a little dance floor for themselves, and then they start jumping around, these birds with really interesting feathers and shit. That's how they get.
Well,
laid.
here's how we maybe test the hypothesis. There's no pill that'll make us asexual, but
There
there are asexual people. But are there asexual artists? Listen, I know we have a huge fan base.
Yeah.
If you guys know any asexual artists, please tell us, because that'll immediately disprove the theory.
There is such thing as chemical castration.
Chemical, so it's not a pill.
You know what?
What-
I don't
what does
want to
that
do
ent-
it that bad. What
does
is
that
chemical
entail, though? I'm a
castration?
little
I
curious.
don't know what the procedure entails, but I do know it's a thing.
Chemical. It sounds like they like melt your balls off with
Yeah.
a vat of acid.
Well, that's
or
what I've
something.
wondered. Like, there's like that Game of Thrones episode where the guy like gets his everything cut off, and I'm like, I haven't seen the show. I
what's
just
his
know that
name?
scene.
Reek. Has anyone here seen Game of Thrones?
Okay, this guy gets his balls, penis, everything cut off, and
Balls and peen, whole thing.
and so I'm just wondering, like, do you like, are you still a horny person, or that would suck?
You know how
like,
you get phantom pain when you like lose an arm?
that would suck.
You maybe get phantom
dude.
boners.
Ugh,
It's possible.
phantom bone. Like
You
you
heard
just
it here
feel
first,
a boner,
yeah.
but you can't touch it. You're just like, no, that sounds terrible.
Maybe you
dude.
can't. Oh yeah, I don't fucking know.
All right, we can move on. A lot of dark shit being talked about here today.
It's not that dark. It's fine. Not everyone has a peen.
That is true.
Some people are born no peen. Most women.
Most.
I don't want
women.
to say all, because
Yeah, you got to be inclusive. Most women.
most menstruating peoples.
Aha.
No peen.
Yeah.
Not a single peen amongst them.
All right, now we can move on from this. Now I'm ready to say. With that,
I don't know.
we are going to We are single-handedly going to
Lot of peen
dismantle
talk going on over
VaynerMedia
here.
with this video.
By the way, can Phantom Boners be the name of the episode?
That would
It's
be
the
a
name of
great.
It's the name of the podcast,
Yeah.
actually. We'll be talking about that each week. Make sure you tune in.
Honestly, there's a lot of clickbait titles we could get. I like Phantom Boners.
What about the Travis Scott thing? I'm looking at that in the news.
This is crazy. Oh, Travis Scott. go
Oh, we
ahead.
can do that first. I don't have much to
Travis
say
Scott's more death. I don't feel like talking about death. Musk.
Okay.
Elon Musk says Neuralink hopes to implant first brain chips into humans next year.
You know what? A friend of mine's working for Neuralink. Or
Yeah?
if he's not right now, he's like in the process of being hired or some shit. He's like
He's applying to Neuralink.
So he was trying to get a job with them in college, ended up working for a different company, but now he's like infiltrated this like house of all these like engineers and coders and people that all
Interesting.
work for Neuralink, and he's infiltrating the hive.
It's like the hype
So,
house of scientists.
It is. It's the
Networking remains the same across all genres.
It's just
it
like
seems.
TikToking. If you want to make chips, if you want to chip people.
There is just a house of nerds somewhere.
But he was telling me about this. It's actually really crazy, because it's like if you're completely paralyzed, they can chip you, okay, and potentially like you can control like your body movement or something again. It's like the I don't fucking know what I'm talking about, okay, but the potential of Neuralink sounds very crazy.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I have no idea how they made this. This is a miracle of life. And it only makes sense that it's just going to become more and more
Digital, analog, fucking combined.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep riffing on the phantom boner thing, but I'm just saying potentially if you have a chip, you can kind of use AR,
to relieve the phantom boner.
Well, I mean to maybe kind of have a boner, to have a peen again.
I don't know if that's how that
All
works.
right, yeah,
Talk
well,
to your buddy at Neuralink.
I'll
Run
ask
that
him
idea
about
by
that,
him.
yeah,
Say, I
yeah.
know you work at Neuralink. I got a really
He's
good
like-
idea to pitch.
He's like, well, it's interesting you should say that. That's like one of the hottest areas of Neuralink right now. Is for,
He's like, I got a boner right now.
yeah, it's mechanical.
Phantom boat. Yeah. China's rover has spotted a mystery object on the far side of the moon. Okay. Is there a photo? Oh, this photo's shit. What is this?
Let me take a look.
It's like a little.
Let me take a look. Come on.
It's like the moon grew a mole or something.
I'm looking it up right now. Oh, is it this one?
Is that the let me see the photo. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it is weird. Why don't they just drive the rover over to it?
The picture's not very good quality.
They are?
2 months.
It takes 2 months?
It is on the moon. It's not so easy to.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how if it was up to me, it would take we'd never see it. So, I mean, 2 months.
Quality's really shit. I mean, for all we know, it could just
You know, here's my thing though. Is like we've been to the moon.
So why did we see it? The moon's about as big as. Well, the one like if we're looking at the moon, like you could drape America over it, so it's big. It's big.
The moon is big.
Yeah, so it's
Thank
not
you.
like they couldn't have just walked. Like it's not like they
Wow.
were up there and they were like, I'm just gonna walk to the other side real quick. You guys see the other? There's a hut over there. That's crazy.
Well, I'm just saying we've been there. Maybe we left. Some
Imagine there was like a
shit.
boat there.
Maybe we
like a
left some shit.
stranded boat.
There's no water on the moon, Sean.
But that's what
You don't know
that would
anything
be
about
confusing.
The moon's big. Thank you. You've done no moon research.
What? Oh, it's a cube. It's a cube.
cube.
It's a straight. Like we
There
just
are some
totally.
cube-shaped boats.
We totally butcher what it is. It's like it's a boat.
Yeah, boat on the moon.
Like, there was like a skeleton and like a sail. It's like that's not what I'm thinking.
Two.
It's a cubical rock.
Another
That's-
rock.
we got Moon Bigfoot.
So there's a couple theories of what it
Moonfoot.
could be. It could
Yeah.
be aliens, right?
Could be a rock.
Entrance to their underground, under moon, whatever.
Subterranean alien layer.
Yes, it could be a cubical rock.
Cubicle-shaped rock.
Now here's a
Strong
crazier theory.
contender. Yeah. Okay.
Russia or Cuba or somebody's been going to the moon without telling us, and they've been building up there.
You know, here's the thing about that is I think that we would notice. I think there's a lot of
Would you have noticed personally?
No,
you would have
but
said, I think Russia's up there.
You said we. I feel like America.
Yeah, I know.
think
Just
we're-
fucking with you.
Yeah, it's not funny. Don't do that.
All right, my guest Joe.
I don't joke around. I don't joke around when it comes to moon observation,
okay.
Sean. Okay, I take moon observation very seriously.
Well, hit me. So what you think we would have seen this cube being built?
Not you and me, but I think
Somebody
the
would have
nice
seen.
people at the Pentagon would be like, "Oh, we see you building up, cube-shaped rocks up there, you fucking assholes," without talking to us about it first.
All right, okay.
No building cube-shaped shit. Period. Okay, if you're gonna build
So why didn't we see
something, it
the
has to
aliens
be-
building it?
I don't think that's aliens.
You don't think it's
know?
gonna be?
What's more alien to me, Sean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one of these. Is gonna be the drones that people like. The people that are flying, and they like see some fucking spacecraft doing some weird shit they can't explain. They're like, "What the fuck is that, bro?" You ever watch those videos? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just like,
So
that could be an alien.
put
right
your
there.
bet in now. What do we think it's gonna be in 2 months?
What's gonna be the moon shit?
Yeah, I think 2 months from now we're still not gonna know. I think it's gonna be like that monolith thing that you brought up, where it was like took us a while.
There's
Some
no
TikToker put
clearer
it up there.
picture that you could pull up for us, and that's the clearest thing. Is like a
Well, that picture is of it zoomed in. This is the original picture. Zoomed out.
It's kind of like that you said. It's like the moon. It's like the moon's like, I got cancer, bro.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
Freckle on me.
and
now.
NASA's gonna go over. It's gonna be like it's all in your head, bro.
Yeah, dude, don't worry. It's all on your
Yeah.
moon. It's all good.
China's the rover that's doing it. It's cool that like I don't know how we get along with China, but at least the space programs are boys. They're like, yo guys, we found this.
You know, because it's like they're all on the same team. I feel like when it comes to like
because
science,
we're all one world. Yeah.
science, fucking space,
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They're all like, let's get out there.
So put your bet in, bro. 2 months from now, what's it gonna be?
It's gonna be I don't know.
It's gonna be a rock.
Some kind of rock.
All right.
Some kind of, oh, we went on a little mission and we forgot to pack up our little square-shaped piece of
They're
shit. that we
studying
left
this
on the
100
fucking moon, I think, is probably what it's
There's
gonna be.
the people that are studying this podcast 100 years from now, because we already established they will be, are watching this like it was fucking.
They were right, yeah.
No, it was like aliens and shit. I don't know.
Could be.
Well,
What do you want that? Let me gauge the room real quick. I'm gonna gauge.
do we
the
want
room.
aliens to visit?
I kind of think. Well, what are the odds if they're smart enough to come to us and find us, they're probably like they care about life and shit. That's a bold
think
assumption.
The existential crisis, at least I will face on an individual level of like, oh shit, it's just gonna be. It would be a lot to be like, okay, now we know there's aliens. I mean, my Catholic mom might be like, I guess the Bible was a load of crap. Like they never mentioned aliens.
Yeah, but it was.
Do you think alien life would disprove the Bible?
I don't think at all. I think a lot of religious folks would be like, that's chill. Like I'm sure
God created aliens.
God's a mastermind.
All right.
He's got all kinds of little creatures running around.
Okay.
I asked my mom this question: if aliens were real, she would say that it's the devil.
She would say it's the devil.
Whoa, what if they're lovely? They could be great.
My mom does that too sometimes. Yeah.
You're lying. I was like, damn.
That's, I think, I don't mean to call shots at your moms here. I'm sure you both have wonderful moms, but I actually know your mom.
Yeah, she's
a
great.
lovely lady, but I think that's maybe some underlying angst coming out. Oh, aliens, devil. They could be lovely.
They could be
You
lovely.
know what? I think both of your moms saw that one Twilight Zone episode, How to Serve Man. And it's at the end, and she's like, "It's a cookbook, How to Serve Man." You ever see
I
that
have
episode?
not seen that,
Well,
no.
spoiler alert: the aliens come and they make Earth like a paradise. They solve, hunger. They solve all kinds of war, all kinds of shit. All they ask for is they want to bring some humans back to their home, planet.
I see.
And they're like, "No fucking way, this is awesome." But every human they bring onto their spaceship, they're consuming. They eat humans.
But some stay back and get to enjoy the Earth that was created. Like
they've fostered Earth into like a pleasant,
interesting,
kind of a farm of sorts.
It's kind of
Human
like
farm.
I see.
Yeah, you're gonna solve all our problems. You just want to eat a few of us every now and again. I think I'd take that deal. We probably lose less humans to alien consumption than we do to like.
Well, here's
climate,
the solution.
Hunger, war.
Give them more homeless people.
Give them all the homeless people. That's a hot take.
I see what you're
don't know.
saying. That's that.
All right.
I would say 90-year-olds. It's like you could take them.
That doesn't sound as good.
It's crispy.
You
Listen,
could have held that.
it's
one in
only
there.
episode 1,
You're
so
canceled, Chris.
I was about to say
Get outta
it's
here.
only episode 1, crispy. So finding a replacement for you won't really hurt the fans too much.
You know
I'm just kidding.
the woke thing people say. It's like eat the rich. It's like we could have them eat the rich, take the leftover money, and just kind of propagate.
I see.
Propagate?
I see. Well,
I think that's the right word.
it depends when we eat the rich. If it's after this podcast really takes off, then let's not eat the rich because we will be eaten.
We'll be in that club. I don't wanna
Yes,
get eaten.
yes. So
That's true.
where are we at, Jason?
We're at 46 minutes in. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That is good.
Is there anything you wanted to
I'd
cover?
say about maybe 5 minutes of it are probably gonna make the cut. You know what I'm saying?
I think no. I'm gonna cut out Crispy saying that homeless people should die.
Yeah, that was fucked up, Crispy.
No, only for his sake. I don't give a shit, but I don't want people. And then
If anything, it's practical.
it is.
it is
It makes
practical.
sense. Listen, Crispy, you're thinking like an
How
entrepreneur.
do you solve the problem? You eliminate the problem.
But here's the thing: everything we're saying right now, if we cut what Crispy said, is being cut. So let's move on.
Okay.
Last question.
Whoa.
Our cameraman just fell. Jason.
I was actually going to be doing the question.
Oh, okay. I got a question, Joe. Okay. If I was watching two random guys I didn't know on a podcast I didn't know about or care about, what would I want to hear them talk about? Probably nothing.
Phantom boners.
Yeah, well, we covered all the best stuff.
Okay, yeah.
But, I guess. Why should people listen to us again?
That's not a good question for right now.
All right.
They people should listen to us, right? Because we're two, charming young guys. We've got good opinions, good things to say.
They're not watching this again.
Then no one's gonna come back with this
Nobody's coming
bullshit.
back.
This is fucking.
I guess.
This is bullshit.
I guess.
This podcast is bullshit, Sean. I thought you prepared more.
I think the last question should be could be as simple as if you were an animal, what animal would you
I like that. If you were an animal,
Okay.
Joe, what animal
That's
would
like
you
an
be?
icebreaker. We should do icebreakers because
I'll
they're
prepare
watching
for a
us.
second episode. I'll have more topics prepared, but we freeballed it okay. We got some good moments, I think.
I think
Jason will tell
yeah.
us after. He'll be honest.
Yeah.
He'll say Crispy needs to.
Yeah. Cut it with the home. the
Totally
homeless
kidding,
show.
Crispy. I like to whisper. You can hear me right when I do this. I'm just kidding, Crispy. Okay. What up, Joe? So, what animal would you be if you could be an animal? I'd be an eagle. That's flying seems sick. They're probably the fastest flight.
You know what I would be? That's a good answer, by the way, an eagle. So first, I'm not just gonna go right into what I would be. I care about you. I care about your answers. It's a good answer.
Thank you.
You know, one time, before I moved back to the city and started working at Brothers Guitar Shop, Upper East Side. Check it out. I'm plugging Brothers Guitar Shop.
Yes,
here
all
today.
30 people that are watching.
Yeah, just you wait.
Yeah.
I was door dashing and funneling all of my DoorDash wealth, Crispy, into my little basement studio that I had.
What does that have to do with
Hold
your...
on, I'm getting there, Sean. And so I'm door dashing. I'm driving around Pennsylvania a lot, and I see a dead little critter in the road. So I stop, and I kind of go around it. I deliver someone their chicken nuggies. I'm coming back, and that same critter on the way back, there's a fucking bald eagle, huge wingspan. I mean, Sean, breathtaking, magnificent creature. Okay.
Yep.
And it's hoisting the dead rodent or what have you off of the road. And I drive up on it, and I think I freaked it out. So it drops it and flies into a tree. That's the whole story, but it was a really...
Was it alive or dead?
The thing was dead.
Oh, well,
Probably
then who
roadkill.
cares?
No, I don't care about that. I'm saying the bald eagle was beautiful.
Oh, I see.
It was, you know how Tame Impala got his name? I'll tell you. He apparently had some spiritual... I think it's an animal, an impala, something you find in Australia. And he saw one, and he had this moment where he looked at it, and it was very tame, which I guess they're not normally. I don't know. And there you go, Tame Impala. I think that's true. I might have made that shit up. I think that's true.
That's cool.
Anyway,
when you finally break it into what it is, it's like, oh, because many, like Post Malone, it's like it's just some name, some random. But when you break it down, it's like, no, it's like, there's... Okay, Post Malone,
he was like, well, what's going to happen after Malone?
Post Malone.
So that's how he got his name. The bald eagle's a good answer. I'm telling you because I told you my little story because I saw a bald eagle. It was.
What animal would you
sight
be?
To behold. I would be an orca whale because I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Apex predator, the orca.
You want to be a predator?
Well, I'm just saying nothing's gonna fuck with me. Okay, nothing's gonna. I don't have to look over my shoulder. If I see a great white, I'm like, get the fuck out of here, or I'll fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? So they're the top of the chain, and yet, despite being vicious and kind of terrifying, widely loved the orca. People love. You see Free Willy. People love the orca.
So being loved by humans as an animal is
I'm saying you get the. Everyone adores you. Oh, look at this magical creature. But you're.
But then you might be so adored, you're Shamu, like you're in the zoo.
I would be that's good to specify, a non-SeaWorld orca.
Yeah, I want to be an animal humans don't like. Keep us away. I don't. If I was an animal, I think I'd want to be far from a human's grasp.
Or maybe you'd want to be a tree.
My mom has a bird.
Uh-huh.
I've never imagine it's a caged bird, and she just goes up. She's like, "Hi, pretty boy," and it's just like, and she's like, "Oh, it loves me." I'm like, "No, it's insane at this point. It's stuck in a cage. It's next to the window. It can see other birds flying.
Mm-hmm.
It's." I would hate to be a caged
bird. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should write a song about that. It'd be totally original and not, play it out or.
I was gonna say, I was like pretty sure there's a lot of caged birds.
Yeah,
songs.
probably.
Well, that's our pod. I think. I think I'm gonna end it here. No name yet. Maybe I'll name it later. Maybe it'll be called No Name Yet. Maybe.
All right, that's fine.
All right, it's not gonna be called No Name Yet. See, that's what I love about Joe. If you guys couldn't tell, he's one of my closest friends, and that's because he's so honest to me. He'll always tell me how he feels. Sometimes too often.
A little too honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's pretty much it. Joe, anything to say?
No.
All right. Check out his music. It's coming out soon.
Yeah.
I'm doing the music video for him. Crispy. Shout out to Crispy. Shout out to Jason.
Yeah.
Thank you,
guys
Jason.
Killed it today, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll see if there's an episode 2. I hope there is. I might get fired after this one, though, so we'll see.
If not, I'll be continuing it on my own.
Cool.
And it'll be
So you'll be seeing something. All right. Bye, folks.